on Harrison Company is to cook. Actually, one of our favorite things to do is to eat, which usually follows the cooking. And we are very fortunate to have people like Chef Tell, who's a regular on this show, who, by the way, was on with Regis and Kathy Lee, live with Regis and Kathy Lee, I think yesterday or the day before. How many people out here saw Chef Tell on Live with Regis and Kathy Lee? Good. That's on another channel, so we're real happy about that. But a good friend of his and a man who works with him is Charles Knight, the creator of Healthcraft Cookware. And today, Charles joins us to cook Fireman steak, whatever that may be. Big hand for Charles Knight right here. And Charles, I'm going to get myself adorned for this. Now, what is Fireman steak? How do firemen do steak so differently from anybody else?
Well, they can't afford it.
Oh, you're kidding?
This is not the kind of steak you might be accustomed to, but it's something interesting, and it's kind of more like a meatloaf. Matter of fact, we're going to make a meatloaf.
Oh, okay, that's fireman steak. Well, there you go.
Fireman steak. We're going to make this for all the guys at the Tampa Fire Department and Monty Theus, the guy over there that heads the station up.
Oh, fantastic. So, are they watching right now?
I hope so.
Unless there's a fire.
That's well, I hope there's not a fire.
If there's a fire, let another station handle it, Monty. Don't worry about it.
We're getting ready to go. What we started off with is just a little over a pound of ground beef. And to that, I'm going to add some Wheat's Worth crackers, so that's supposed to be a little bit healthier for you. And we're going to add a whole bunch of other ingredients. The nice thing about this, it's all natural ingredients. We're actually going to take 1 pound of ground beef and turn it into more than 2.5 pounds of a meatloaf.
Wow.
That's why they call it a fireman steak.
Stuff in there. Are crackers normal in meatloaf?
Well, they normally use fillers like breadcrumbs or things like that. You know, I was doing a show one night. Lady come up after the show, bought 2 of these, and I asked her what impressed her most. She said the crackers. And every time she wanted to make meatloaf, she'd take her crackers, put them in a brown paper bag, whale the dickens out of them with a rolling pin, and then roll over.
Hammer or something like that, sure.
We'll never have to do that again. Now, to that, we're also going to add a carrot. See, this is a good way to get the kids to eat their vegetables. And just grind it up on the blade here. To that, we're going to add 1 piece of celery. Now, you can do this with a juicer also. You know, a lot of times people make juice, and they don't know what to do with all the leftovers. So you don't throw them away.
Use it in your meatloaf.
Yeah, see, then you change the name of the recipe. Then it's called stuff. Take all the stuff out of the refrigerator and just throw it in here.
Is this usually put into a meatloaf? I mean, I've never watched meatloaf from start to finish. I didn't know celery. I may never eat meatloaf again, actually.
In my house, I got 3 kids.
I thought I liked it.
Well, guess what, Jack? Your wife's been doing this recipe for about 2 years now.
I didn't know about it, huh?
Didn't know about it, right? To that, we're also going to add some onions. You gotta have onions, right? And
do you need to change that every time, or is this a different kind of cutter?
This is just a different blade. What this one does, see, Chef Tell's really good with that knife, but I'm not as good, so I use the one that chops and peels the onions.
Oh, I know. We got.
Oops. Now, once you've got all this ready to go, what we've got to do is mix it up. All right, we're going to add 2 eggs. I'll let you do that. And,
I get to add the eggs?
Yeah, you get to mix all the ingredients here.
Let me go away with my ring here.
Right?
Have you ever seen my famous one-handed egg cracking?
A one-handed egg cracker. Right, there you go.
Oops, make sure. Hey, no shells that time. Fantastic.
No shells. You get to mix that up, and in the meantime, while you do that, I'm going to make a salad for you over
What have you got to mix it with?
Your hands.
I'm going to put my hands in there?
Yes, that's part of the recipe. See?
Just with your hands right down
Just mix it up real good with your hands. See,
this thing, oh, man.
That's the best way. Yeah.
Wait till we go down and shake hands with the folks in the audience in a few minutes.
See,
wow.
You never made a meatloaf before, huh?
This must have been fun as a kid.
Oh, yeah.
But, oh, heaven.
This is the way Grandma used to do it. No
this
good,
is the most viscous feeling. Jeez.
Isn't that something?
You know what Healthcraft needs to design is a meatloaf mixer.
Well, you are the one here. What you've got to do is you've got to squeeze that a little bit more, though. So
you got to squeeze it?
Yeah, you got to squeeze it. See, you got to squeeze it. Now, what I'm making over here is I'm making a cute...
Let me ask, now, how many folks out there cook and do this to a meatloaf?
See?
Well, I guess...
What'd I tell you?
Well, I tell you, next time we do this, I'm going to get one of you to come up here and do this.
Now, what I'm making over here is I'm making my dad's cucumber and onion salad, right? And this is a real simple recipe. What you do is you just take 1 whole onion, and you take some cucumbers, you leave the skins on. You ever eat a peeled cucumber and after a while it burps up on you?
Oh, yeah.
It's coming up looking for the skinny you took off, so don't peel your cucumbers. Now, to that, what we're going to do is we're going to add 1/4 cup of white distilled vinegar, right? And a little bit of olive oil.
This stuff gets in your fingernails and everything.
Everything. See, just a little bit of olive oil.
I mean, on a warm day, I'm going to end up with meatloaf in my fingernails.
And just a little bit of sugar.
Oh, yeah, that looks good.
Look at that. Now, this is a famous recipe that comes from the hills of New Jersey. We used to grow cucumbers every summer and
in New Jersey?
Yeah, New Jersey. Cucumbers and tomatoes and corn and things like that. Believe it or not, they call it the Garden State. But anyway, what you got to do now is you got to make that into a loaf.
You
know how to do that?
Oh, yeah, just like this.
Make it into a loaf. You got to make sure it's nice and firm and ready to put in the pan.
Do we have to get it out of there first?
Yep. See, now what we're going to do is we're going to drop it in the skillet right here.
And let it go in like that?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Oh, you don't want me to touch that, do you?
No, I don't.
I mean, my hands are clean.
You just turn it over, or?
No, yeah, just drop it in the pan.
I don't know if I can hold on to this thing here.
Well, you can pick it up here. Well, he does a lot of cooking, doesn't he?
Come on out there, you don't. Whoa,
That's
look
good.
at that.
Oh, you almost made it.
Now, let me roll it back over there. Here we go. There we go.
How's that?
It's going to be a weird shaped meatloaf.
Well, that's almost a loaf. All right, now what you got to do is you got to add the ingredients, put them around there, your peppers and onions.
These?
Yeah, things of that nature.
Oh, that's easy enough.
Okay. See, we're going to teach you how to cook on this show here. Now we're gonna cook this on top of the stove. There you go. Now he's getting fancy.
I learned that from Chef Tell. You know, here you go, a little spring here and there. There we go.
How you like that? Here, I got a
great
piece of paper towel for you.
Let me show you. You're gonna need a king-size sheet.
Let me let me show you what this looks like when it's all done. All right. Now look at this. You ready?
Yeah. Oh, wow. This looks
Isn't
terrific.
that something?
We got a shot of that? Oh,
Isn't
yeah.
that something? Now what we did is we took a little bit of
Smells
over
even better.
1 pound and we turned it into more than 2.5 pounds and cooked the vegetables and everything all in one pan. And believe it or not, this recipe cooks on top of the stove in less than 30 minutes.
Wow, that's terrific.
Isn't that something? How about that? How about a big hand for the meatloaf?
Yeah.
Fireman steak.
And how about this one? Wow, Fireman steak.
One at Jack
888. Tampa 33601 to get Charlie Knight and the Fireman's recipe for this. See, this one right here looks terrific, too. Did you get a shot of that? I mean, there. Boy, that one's on its way, huh? Look at that. Perfectly unshaped. There we go. Hey, Charles, thanks a million.
All right, thank you, man.
Gotcha.
Got me back, right?
Coming back in just a second. I can't wait to shake hands with Eva Stansel. We're going to find out how to make your kid or grandkid a star on Harrison Company.